All right, everybody, welcome back. We are on the second installment of this day trading investing course that we are creating here. I'm excited to talk about investing versus trading. I feel like, in my honest opinion, like everybody should just be investing. So, long story short, you got to think about investments are like assets, bro. They grow over time. You buy something today, it might not appreciate in value till, a year, 2, 5, 10 years. But it's ultimately proven that investing in general is just a great thing to do with your money. And like we said, the goal here is to just beat inflation, because if you just leave your money sitting in a bank account, essentially it doesn't gain any value. And that's very important if you plan to build any wealth in the future, right? Also, we have trading on the other side. Like the difference between the two is that one is a little bit more active. Trading is very much a job. I don't know who you guys have learned from, but I'll tell you, if they exist and they're somewhere on this internet, I've seen what they're doing. Like I said, my biggest thing is to kind of tell you guys, stop listening to the 20-year-olds on Instagram with the Lamborghinis, all right? The reality is that they're lying half of the time. They don't really understand a lot of things. Like, bro, just ask yourself, do they even have a degree? Like, so how the fuck do they know what they're talking about? They just magically found the formula somewhere? Like, be a little bit wiser than that. So trading is a very hard thing, and it's a little bit of an active skill. It's a job. It's nothing. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not the flashy numbers you see on these accounts sometimes, like MetaTrader, right? Where you can just open up a fake demo account, put whatever money you want on it, and show it off. It's just not that. Trading is having your own capital, or you can use prop firms. We'll talk about prop firms a little bit later. I do think they're very powerful. Back in the day, they weren't around, or they were around, but they weren't around like the way that they are now. And I have a lot to talk about prop firms, the goods, the bads, and all of that. So we'll go into that later. But trading is a job. Trading is a full-time job. It's not easy. You have to manage your risk. It's very, very important. The buying and selling of assets in short amount of times, whether you want to do scalp trading, day trading, swing trading, it requires a skill, and honestly, from my personal opinion, it's not going to take you 10, 20 years to learn this craft, but it's also not going to really happen for you in like a year. Like, I'm just going to keep it real. Like, you might put 2 and 2 together in a year, but the reality is this is an industry that you have a lot of growing within to do. Some of the better guys I've known have been trading over a decade. And I'm just telling you from what I've known, right? I've been at this market for almost 8 years, and I still learn every day. So what does that tell you? I'm a very hardworking person. I'll tell you that right now. I am juggling college at Harvard. I am also a full-time software engineer. I'm also an active day trader, and I've also been featured and spoken to. I've done podcasts about this stuff. So I'm not just a random, right? I'm out here putting blood, sweat, and tears and grinding and putting myself out there. What I want you guys to just take away from what I'm saying here is that trading is just not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a job. Like any other profession in this world, it's a job. Now, the difference between trading and investing is one's more hands-on, one's more hands-off. I think most people should just be investing, to be completely honest with you. If you don't find trading to be valuable, then hey, I understand. But on the other side of that spectrum, yes, you can make more money within those, those little moves. But it's hard. It's hard. The more down you go into the time frames, the harder it actually gets to execute. And so that's something we'll go over. But let's see what we got here. Yeah, so, investing, like we said here, it's a time horizon thing, right? It's long term. It can take years, It's just something you have to accept that it's part of the game. But the better thing is that at least your money is growing over time. The goal with investing overall is just to build wealth, buy and hold, right? It's just kind of being patient. It's kind of like putting your money in a bank account. And also it's better than like CDs or Roth IRA. I mean, Roth IRAs have their pros and cons too, if it's like a company contributing. But, if you invest into assets that have high ROIs, because you studied, like investing requires studying. There's a fundamental side to investments, right? And that's something that we'll also cover. You're also putting less money at risk. You know, the good thing about an investment is, like, let's say if you put $1,000 into something and it drops 10%, well, you only lost $100. But on the opposite side, if you put $1,000 and then you try to take that same amount of risk, you know, like you take a position, you know, and that price dropped 10% and you use any bit of leverage, I mean, you're going to be in a shithole. You know, that's going to multiply by the leverage. You know, that 10% is now, if you did 2 times leverage, just one time more, that's 20%. If you did 5, that's 50%. Imagine you coming back and you have $1,000 and now it's $500. Or, you know, on the other hand, like some people like myself got a little crazy with that lever. Some of the crypto exchanges allow you to go up to 100x. So if price even goes against you for 1%, your whole account is gone, you know. But if it goes the other way, right, 1%, you just made double your money and so on and so forth. So it's very much like anything else. It's kind of a coin flip, you know. It's just like, hey, you get in this area, you know, because you think you have some kind of edge, and then, you know, market goes against you. Even your edge has probabilities, right? Your edge will fail from time to time, unfortunately. So if you're taking these massive risks, and we'll go into this later, you can actually just blow up your account. And I've been there mad times. I mean, it's kind of part of it's kind of like earning your stripes in trading, low key. You know, it sucks because it's like, it's very costly and it can have a lot of mental damage for some people. You know, I know it because I was in a position, right, once upon a time where I was very, very much just not thinking right because of the money that I've lost. But, you know, due to making peace with some of those losses in the past and just kind of realizing, look, man, this was a mistake I made. I thought I had it figured out, but that's just not how it goes. And then, you know, just understanding that this is a job. I really just want to clarify that one more time. Don't think that trading is a get-rich-quick scheme. It's very much a job like anything else. You might actually find for the first few years of you doing this job, you're not going to make any money at all. You're gonna be break even at best. You'll be lucky. Listen, let me tell you something right now. If you're break even, that's actually quite impressive if you can do it for a long period of time. But you're gonna find yourself losing time and money. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. So what we want to do to kind of mitigate that loss of financial burden, like I've made before, is trade on a demo account. You know, it's not as fun. It's actually really not fun. And you might not even have that kind of energy to go into it because you're trading on demo, to be honest. I think, personally speaking, part of me losing my money allowed me to really hyper-focus and want to get this money back. It was like I was walking around with a chip on my shoulder, like, I've got to make it back. And so that allowed me to really want to go as far as this game goes. And, you know, that's why you guys have me here today. But what I'm saying is it's a job, right? Like, I just want to keep clarifying that. This is a job. You know, if there's something other out there that you're making good money and you're like, oh, I think trading, let me give trading a try. Man, that's just, I see it all the time. I see people, you know, I go on Instagram and I got people who don't trade. They don't trade at all. They don't really actively study. They have no background in finance at all, period. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And they try to show you like a chart. They're like, oh, look, bro, I made all this money. No, this is the thing. It's just all bullshit. They don't know what they're doing. They're going to lose their money eventually. It's just a matter of time. It's just like a coin flip, you know. Let me put a metaphor out there so you guys can understand, right? It's there's a metaphor that goes a little bit like this, right? Where is it? Let me find this one. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. This is what I want to show you guys, right? This is how you have to think, because look, there's a good old saying that goes, even a broken clock is right twice a day. What the fuck does that mean, right? Like, if you think about it, if a clock was sitting there and the clock strikes 12, like a real clock strikes 12, technically the time is right. And then when it goes to 12:01, it's wrong. And then when it comes back again, 12 hours, it's right. So even a broken clock is right twice a day. That means even the stupidest person in the world can be right twice a day. But for the remaining 12 hours, which is a lot of minutes, I mean, 60 times 12, if I had to, let me see, 60 times 12, what we got here? Let's see if we can get a cool answer. Yeah. If they're right, 120 minutes, right? Let me see if I can get this formula real quick. Times thing, yeah, like low. Okay, really put it. I'm 100% is below 1%, right? It's a fraction of a 1%, meaning that their probability of being right is so fucking low. I mean, and you don't want to take advice from these kinds of people because they don't know what they're talking about. They're just lucky. They're just simply lucky, and luck happens to everybody, bro. Even a lottery winner's kind of lucky, man. But we don't want to be lucky. Lucky is not for the skilled, bro. If you want to really be good, you're not ever going to think about luck. This is a game and this is a job, and you're gonna treat it like so. You're gonna respect the craft. You're gonna respect the hours you need to put in. And this is just how it is, bro. I'm not here to handhold you. You can go about your life. If you feel this isn't for you, man, hey, this isn't. You can click off this video. This might not be for you. And look, I got people around me who are very talented, and this is not for them. This is not for them. This is not for everybody, bro. And so I'm just keeping it real with y'all. But that's what I wanted to make a point on. So investing is probably the best thing that I recommend beginners to do, right? If you're just kind of dipping in, I just recommend just staying investing. And then if you want to make this a job and you want to put in work, I'm talking not 1 day, not 2 days, not 5 weeks. Stop listening to all of that. You need to think years. A doctor doesn't become a doctor in 1 year, bro. A doctor studies often for 8 to 12 years. You get that? You need to really be dedicated to the craft to get what you think is the reward. And I just don't think most people just don't have 8 to 10 years to give up to something. And that's just kind of how it is, man. So recommend you guys to invest, and also just consider the idea that if I want to go down the path of trading, it is a job. That's it for this one. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Please don't forget to subscribe. This course is, like I said, 100% free, and I'm hoping you guys are enjoying it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.